The two biggest pieces of advice I have for anyone who wants to start making short films in particular are, firstly, make sure you are 100% in love with the film that you're making. You always think a short film's going to take a couple of months. It can take a year to get made with funding, a whole year to finish, and then you'll be promoting it for the next 2 years at film festivals. So if after 4 to 5 years you still don't love what you're talking about, it's going to be a really difficult 4 to 5 years. So that's the first big thing, is make sure you 100% love the film you're making. And secondly, never be a director until you've been a member of crew, because you know what they're going through. Not everyone is going to be as pumped up about the film as the director. It means so much to the director, but if you are a runner, not so much. So you've got to remember those people might be feeling tired or not as connected to the material. So you've got to find ways to lift their spirits, and you've got to find ways to keep them engaged in the film you're making, even when it's not their film.
For me, as a writer, I would advise that whatever you start, try and finish. A first draft that's bad is better than no draft at all. You can rewrite it, you can fix it. Do plenty of networking, get to events, try and meet people, try and meet directors who've got similar sort of style to you, who you want to work with, and you can write for them.
I was super proud of all the films we've made, both together and with other filmmakers as well.
Yeah.
Everyone, there's been a learning curve. Everyone has been, I wouldn't go back and change a thing. The biggest ones for me were Stop Eject, which we made with the amazing director Neil Oseman. It's probably the film that really founded Triskelle Pictures and made it what it is today. And it was one of the best scripts I've ever read from the first moment I saw it. And it did so well. It was longlisted for Best British Short at the BAFTAs in 2015, and I was 23 years old, and it just shook me up so much. I couldn't believe it that it had done so well, but I was so proud of it, and it's still, I look at it and I feel so proud. And Night Owls, first time I worked with Tommy Draper, and we connected so well, and that film as well was such a passion project for us, for me as a director, and also did incredibly well at festivals, and I'm so proud of it. And it was great to see people all around the world. That's the main thing, is that people at festivals everywhere in the world are watching our films, and they could be miles and miles away, places we'll never go, and they've sat down and watched our films and bought our films, some of these people, and that's an amazing feeling. That is just, you can't really beat that, I think.
Yeah, for me, highlights have been obviously working with the people I've worked with, like Sophie and all the crew and all the people I've met and the friends I've made over the years. But I think one of the biggest highlights was Songbird, getting that off the ground. It's a pure fantasy film. We got so many fans involved with it. Everyone loved it. It did so well. So yeah, it was great to do a film like that as one particular highlight, but also, like Sophie said, Stop Eject getting the BAFTA long list was an incredible achievement. Being part of the BFI, the BAFTA crew this year is great. Being BFI funder for Keep Breathing has been a massive achievement. So every time I get a film made, I feel amazing. Every time I get in a film festival, I love it. But yeah, they're the particular highlights.
Both going to the BAFTAs, like being at the BAFTAs
this
and
year.
Having you next to me, was
so cool.
It was so good. Roger Deakins gave us all a wave on the rafters. He acknowledged the people in the rafters. Yeah. He acknowledged the plebs, and that was amazing. But it's surreal. But at the same time, you do realise that those people down there were probably up here at some point. They're filmmakers too, and it kind of brings everyone together, and it makes it feel more achievable when you see like Roger Deakins and filmmakers like Greta Gerwig just there in front of you. You realise they're human. They're making films just as we are, and we are part of it. We're part of the same industry. We're part of the same room. And that's one of the great things about being at the BAFTAs. It just makes it all feel so real and exciting. And
also being where we were. We're still sat with people who are like us, who are so talented, and they're doing it because they're passionate about it. And that's just brilliant. You're in a community of so many people who love what they do. And that's just, it's a fantastic feeling to have.
Celebrities feel the same about filmmaking as we do. They're excited too, and it's great.
Yeah, they want to do good films, they want to entertain people, they want to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Coming to Confetti this week for Industry Week has been fantastic. It's so nice to be asked. It's so great to be able to sit in the auditorium talking to the students, hopefully imparting some great wisdom to them, because, I remember sitting there at one time like they were with no idea what I wanted to do, and I walked into writing, just kind of stumbling into it, going, I want to make films, I don't know how to do it. I will start learning how to write. So hopefully we said something that's inspired somebody to direct, to write, to costume design, to do the sound, anything to get involved with it. And I just really hope that someone's actually going to, plant some seeds and watch them grow.
For me, I think Confetti is just the most amazing institution. I come from a very small town in Derbyshire where filmmaking wasn't an option. I didn't even start filmmaking until I was 15 because it wasn't seen as a career. Back then, there was no one making films. Cameras were not accessible. Phones didn't really exist. No one had mobile phones, let alone camera phones. I didn't know anyone with a camera. I was very much starting out on my own, and there was nowhere that taught film particularly. And having somewhere like Confetti that has the assets and the resources for young people to pick up professional cameras in professional studios, and to teach them the skills they need to have careers is something that I didn't personally have. And it's amazing to see, and it's so inspiring to see as well. And I think in particular with the Midlands is an area that can sometimes be overlooked by the film industry as a whole. So having confetti at all, but having it here, I think is amazing. I think it's really making a difference for the filmmakers of the future.
Love what you do. If you're going to make films, love the film you're making, get stuck in and enjoy it.
And if there's something you want to see in the industry, if there is a different type of film you want to see in the industry, if there is a different type of attitude you want in the industry, be the change you want to see, because that is the only way that you're going to have the future that you want in the film industry.